Hello, ladies and gents. Welcome back to Galactic Civilizations 4 Warlords and our playthrough as the Freedom Frogs. That's right, here we are. It's looking kind of busy, kind of messy. We've got flexible bulkheads coming in 1 month. We still have a few planets to colonize. That's happening over in this region here. We have this planet that needs a governor. This planet will not need a governor, but once we flip this planet, it will need a governor. I don't know. I mean, we probably will get all of these planets developed at some point because extra shipyards means extra ships. So we'll probably need to make that happen. We still have a planet over here to settle. I just realized that we'll need to actually get that online. So let's think about where that ship is going to come from. Might even be this planet right here. Approval is starting to look fairly good. Let's have a look. We're at 90% on medium. We really want to get that up to high, as that's just going to allow us to survive is what it's going to allow us to do, because this cost is only going to go up. But hopefully one of these planets we can turn into something economic focused, and along with that we'll probably do like here, we'll just make this a farming population and happiness sort of place if we can. But we'll see. We'll need the technology for that. And currently we're kind of gearing up for war at this point. We have got the Korath, who will probably go to war with us pretty soon. And the Maxusian mech wranglers would also like to go to war with us. So those are bad things. We could, maybe get some diplomats and try to slow that from happening. But I think we allow it. And we just sort of prepare for war. We've got cruisers. We're going to need to get out a whole bunch of cruisers and fighters, because one of our flagships gives us a crazy amount of evasion. Fighters get extra evasion, and I would like to see how they perform. So all of that said, let's go ahead and send it forward and see what happens. Wow, we've got 2 shipyards down here. 2 Precursor shipyards. But okay, there is flexible bulkheads that just lets us stack more weapons and things on our ships. We've got extreme miniaturization coming up next. We don't need to rush battleship doctrines. We're probably going to stay on cruiser tech. But with the extra evasion that we're getting from some of our technologies, I really think carriers would be very good. As for our next tech, none of this is really that appealing to me. We will need star-based defense grids, but we can probably hold off on that for a bit. Xeno Entertainment, however, is an interesting one, because we would like to get over to, I believe it's cultural assimilation is the end goal here. We would like to get liberate, because that's kind of what we want to do this game, is just sort of, we want to at least liberate some people if they get conquered. Right? That's the goal. I just want to do it. What sort of victory condition we're going for? I haven't really decided yet. It might well be an alliance victory. It could probably be, I don't know, a domination victory. Haven't really given it that much thought. But all right, we're going to go for Xeno Entertainment. This is also going to give us like virtual world, which improves approval, which is going to be important. Holo theaters for more approval and various other things. So Xeno Entertainment, it is also allows us galactic festivals and free media should we want it. Let's go ahead and get that done. That'll be in 3 turns on Ashia. Ashia. Let's go ahead and upgrade this orchard. It's going to give us even more growth food and some extra stuff to sell off whenever it pops up. We might as well put that to work for now. That'll just take 1 turn. And then once that's done, we thought of building maybe Kimberly's Refuge here, which would take a Monsatium deposit. Do we have that on the market? We don't. There are some tech pods though. Thing is, we don't have any cash, so how about we just forget about it? Maybe we could sell off some things, pick up a couple tech pods, upgrade the very few mining resources that we have. I believe we have a Durantium mine up this way and a Prometheon somewhere, right? Unless we lost the Prometheon. I'm pretty sure we had a Prometheon mine somewhere. Yes, we have a Prometheon. So a couple tech pods might be a good investment. We would have to sell a lot, like a lot. And even then, I don't think... Well, we just need 2, so that's like 290. Sell off a couple Prometheon. We're clear. Let's buy up the 2 that we need. We don't have that much cash. We'll just sell off something to keep us a little bit afloat. Might as well get rid of that next Prometheon, and that should be good enough. We'll go upgrade this guy with tech pods. So that's going to double our Prometheon rate, accrual rate. We don't have a module, which is unfortunate. We'll try to trade for a module or something along the ways. On Canopus, what are we doing on Canopus? Okay, we're still sort of developing, but I think I would like to get this starting up cruiser production. Problem is this cruiser that they want me to build costs antimatter, and it has point defenses. We don't have a good source of antimatter, and I'm wondering if the point defenses take antimatter. Let's do a new ship class. Yeah, point defenses do cost antimatter. All right, fair enough. That's all I wanted to see. We won't be saving that. So the point defenses do cost antimatter, which makes antimatter kind of a high priority. Let's go ahead and just build this Ranger, and then maybe we'll see what new technologies we have to upgrade these ships. I think you built for me fighters. We're building up fighters. Let's start preparing for this war in a meaningful way. We would like some ships around all of our planets, though. You know of the nebula at the border of your territory, yes? It holds riches that only our technology can extract. Grant us the mining rights, and we will remember your aid in the future. Refuse, and you insult us. Yeah, sure. We will allow them to mine the nebula. They get a big bonus out of that. The captain reports finding a lost cargo container adrift in space. Inside, they discover advanced mineral scanner. The mineral scanner will increase the minerals, I believe, on a planet. One time use scanner finds previously unknown sources of minerals. Now, selling that for 500 is a big deal, but extra minerals will make our shipyards way more effective and our production in general. I think we keep the mineral scanner because Canopus here is going to be an absolute powerhouse when it comes to churning out ships. Hopefully, that's the idea anyway. So if we use that mineral scanner here, we should see a pretty big jump. Alternatively, we could just use it on our capital, which is not half bad, but we're basically not going to increase very much higher than this. And it already has quite a lot of mineral income. So yeah, I think we'll spread it out. We'll put it on Canopus. That's up to 17. That's up to 42, pretty much on par. And we still have a ways to go with this. That's great. Your captain reports discovering a lost cargo container in the depths of space inside a highly advanced device capable of poisoning an enemy's planet. A poison gas. No, this one we sell. Dramatically reduces the fertility. Yeah, we're not going to make a dent on the AI with that. That's cash that we can very much use to buy antimatter, which we would love to keep some of, but we'll try to get it out of the AI somehow, some way. Asha, you can continue to just make fighters for us, I think. Yeah, just make a bunch of fighters. Bunch of fighters. Now, we could rush out modules, but that costs cash. I don't know if we want to do that. Very much tempted to start developing another one of these worlds. As for wars, we want the Navigators out the game, and we would like to start a war with the Navigators. But with these two guys sort of itching for war, we're gonna have to hold off for the moment. But the Navigators are the furthest ahead with sector control. They've got planets everywhere. They're all kinds of spread out. And I just don't like the Navigators. I just don't like them. Okay, Xeno Entertainment in 1 month. And we would really like a Monsatium. Still not here on the market. We still need modules. And we need to make a decision what to do here. Population is growing so quickly. We could maybe put Kimberly's Refuge. It gives +3 level. We did the math on this sometime. Maybe it was, yeah, here. We actually want Kimberly's Refuge. Here is where we decided on this planet. Which means we don't need, you know, so much housing and food and stuff on this planet. Yeah, I don't actually know what we do with this planet yet. I don't really want to put any more pollution either. I think we'll just build another housing district. It's a +5, so that's actually 2 housing. No, it's not. It's an extra 1.5. Maybe our maths is off. I think our maths is off. All right, back on Nepturus Prime, we are doing cruisers, but we have no antimatter. And seeing as I'm unwilling to just have to spend antimatter or not having an option to build cruisers that require antimatter, we're just going to quickly build a crappy design for a destroyer. A destroyer with assault that targets these guys. We'll save the doctrine, start a new design. Super quick. We'll just put a couple lasers on there. 1 laser, 1 rocket, 1 cannon, maybe 2 lasers. Yeah, something like this, just a decent spread of weapons. We will get a weapon jammer. That actually gives us evasion +6. I like that. We'll get a targeting computer, deflectors, some hull plating, and we can probably get, I don't know, some more targeting computers. This will be fine. Or more armor. I feel like just a little bit of extra armor is good. Save this. This is just going to be a Destroyer 1. Destroyer Mark 1. Done. Start building them. 4 turns. Hassala. What are you doing for us? Supply ships to get yourself developed? Probably. Do we want these supply ships going anywhere else? No, I think we're done with supply shipping for now. Let's go ahead and just land that here. And you can start making fighters. Very good. Yeah, let's just keep the fighters coming out. We would like a full fighter squadron for, I believe it's the Zeros. Endless Zeros, full fighter squadron. We do want extended reinforced hull, I believe, on the Endless Zero. That gives it a nice bump to its HP. This fighter, I believe it's a fighter. It might be a frigate. It's a frigate. This frigate has more HP than a cruiser. And there's, speaking of cruisers, there's another cruiser. Love it. Just keep him on the base defense for now. We will actually use these ships this time around. We will also pressure the scientists every chance we get. Our research is looking pretty good. Lots of monsters over here. Wow. So down in this area, we have actually a monster nest. We've got, what are these things? Precursors, Precursor Sentinels, a Precursor Shipyard, 2 of them. Alright guys, good luck with that. Believe our Battle Hammer cruiser was just sort of flying around to see what sort of shenanigans was going on in this system. We're gonna bring him home before he gets murdered by monsters or whatever. Now, do we have a constructor lying around somewhere? No, we are going to want to build a couple constructors. But there's Xeno Entertainment. This is going to allow us to hopefully get some of that tech out. We would like to move on through to cultural influence. I mean, we really should focus on some military tech, but I'm hoping that those pop up here. Things like armored defense would be good. Cultural influence gets us a Precursor souvenir shop for extra tourism. Let's go for economic development. The gross income is going to be good. Just an extra 10%. Economic development policy we might actually use a +2 wealth. Doesn't sound like much, but it could be good. Another enacted policy. We wouldn't mind building the Office of Control, but I feel like that's one the AI builds very quickly. There's a lot that we can do. We could go for cloaking as well. Like it's open. It's open at the moment. I'm a little bit worried that we're going to fall behind in military if we don't focus hard on some weapons. Just things like, you know, energy deflection theory. Just get better shields. The AI tends not to favor shield tech too heavily. Do we have ships over here? We will get ships. Let's start putting these ships in the Endless Zeros because I don't want him to get murdered by, pirates or Precursor Sentinels. We'll take Command Bridge for the extra move on this flagship. We'll take it again. A massive migration of strange space creatures are migrating through our territory. They are creating havoc in their wake. There's a great deal of political pressure for us to eliminate these creatures, but we've heard you have a fondness for these kind of things. Very nice of you to check in. Protect the creatures, earning the goodwill of other compassionate factions. I think we will do that. Protect the creatures. Very considerate of you, Yor. Oh yeah, I hope these monsters are gonna give these guys all sorts of problems. Please do. Please make their life miserable. Assala. We're going for fighters. Mark yourself there for the approval bonus. Approval's 94. How is approval looking? We're up to 92% approval, which is great, but we're starting to hemorrhage money. The Korath clan have approached Governor Triss of Hassale with a lucrative trade agreement. +5 wealth minus approval. We'll take the +5 wealth on Hassale. Now it's looking a little bit more like maybe we want to change what we're doing here. We still don't have good wealth tiles, but with a +10 wealth input, we can maybe get away with changing things around and maybe get some sort of economic hub going here. Maybe. I'm a little bit hesitant to do that though. But a +10 income, like our capital, which usually will have the most planetary input, only has 7.4. Nothing else even comes close to 10. What would that look like if we were to do it? Would look like a lot of tourism. We do want to build a virtual world. We'll need hypersilicates and ephemous pollen. That's pretty expensive. Yeah, I don't know how much we're going to get a lot of this done. I do think in light of recent events, we will have to cancel our plans for this planet. In light of recent events, we are going to have to cancel. This is now going to become a financial haven. We'll start building things up like this. We'll save this tourism for maybe things like the Grand Resort. In fact, if we're going to build things, Grand Resort is pretty good. A +4 Grand Resort. That kind of makes me want to move this supply depot to over here. It'll be a +3 supply depot, but this would definitely be a better place for adjacency. Maybe we do. Maybe we do. We'll destroy that. We'll put it over here. Then we can throw the Grand Resort, which still gives +2 to all. Wealth 10% and tourism. Where I think we could put the Grand Resort there. Let's think. +2. Good adjacency on those. +4. We want this to have very high adjacency. The Governor tile can probably go in there or something else. We would want the Heritage Center as well. Extra tourism. This might be the best spot for the Grand Resort. Take this out. That's going to be a +4. Then we increase it with a financial district. +5, +6, a +7, +7 Grand Resort. Going to be 70% to our wealth, plus a bunch of tourism. Yeah, I think we can do that. And it'll be a heritage center somewhere for extra tourism. This only gives +1 wealth adjacency. We'll let these build and then we'll see what we're doing with this planet after that. We're going to start feeding our fighters into this guy. Make sure he's nice and happy. Okay. I'm actually really relieved that we're going to start getting some kind of economy going. That's, well, we're going to try anyway. We've got pirates down here. This is just no man's land. We don't want to go there. But there's energy deflection theory. Top culture unlockers, naturally we aren't going to feature, but we do have shield generators. That's going to be an increase to most of our ships. Let's go ahead and choose a new tech. Nothing here that we want. Stellar Marines, I don't think we need. We can go for armor, railguns. I think we'll take directed energy weapons. I'm feeling like doing beams this game. Okay, Canopus, destroyers. We do need to upgrade our designs now that we have improved stuff. And this is going to be a thing. Right, this is going to be something we have to do very often. Almost every time we get a new tech, we have to upgrade our ship designs. We want to keep our ships being the most modern as possible, and hopefully that's going to allow us to stay competitive. So we just got better shields. Let's go for, where's my shields? Deflectors, get rid of deflectors. Give me shield generators. This is more than a 3-fold increase. Our shield generators. That's great. Even better. Save it. Yes, replace. Good. Done. Make sure that's doing this latest design. Fantastic. All right. And we're just going to keep building fighters everywhere else. Mass fighter strats. Actually want you guys joining up here. Wait a minute. Oh, I got very confused there for a second. This is the Yor ship. The Yor have endless zeros as well. I guess we're using Yor ships. Quick check, make sure we have got all of the treaties that we can. Yep, we're all good on that front. And we just stay the course. Keep it going. Hey, the battle hammers made it home. Good stuff. We are going to need to build a constructor somewhere. Let's think about how many constructors we are going to need. 1, 2, 3, 4 constructors at least. For 4 military star bases. Okay, we got directed energy weapons coming next turn. We're just doing destroyers. We are cranking them out. Astia, just all fighters, just all the fighters. I would like to make sure we have full fleets. That's going to be 22 fighters, all with insane evasion. Hopefully it's going to matter. We've got 7.3 evasion. I mean, that's okay. It's not amazing. Maybe we actually need to design a fighter. This is not something I've ever done. I've never designed a fighter. Fighter with 25% evasion. We edit that doctrine. Anything else that gives us evasion? Blitz, where's Ace? 75% accuracy against fighters. Assassin, kind of like assassin. Defending against fighters and bombers. Plus 50% accuracy. Also pretty good. Let's go with defenders. Save that. Start a new design. We know we would like weapon jamming on our fighters. We would like lasers. How much does this module weigh? 1? Alright. Well, fighters really suck. Let's go with this. Really relying on that evasion. That brings our evasion up to 1450. We'll save this. Sniper. These are going to be the Dodgers. Dodgers 1. Stop building me these Dodgers. Get rid of this crap. Just out of curiosity, what does the AI fighters have? It looks like they go with 2 Gauss cannons. Oh, I don't know what these actually have. Whatever. Stop building me Dodgers. Some of our people have decided to try and colonize world without our sanction. Plus relations and approval. We'll take that. Might stop a war from coming. I'm kind of tempted to do this because we did want modules, and the sooner we do that, the better. Let's just go ahead and bite the bullet. Do it now. Get out the modules, and we wanted to put tech pod hives on... which one was it? Over here. Let's go ahead and get that done. Also, the modules are going to come in handy for when we start building up our military starbases, because those are pretty module intensive. Where do we want to use this 500 influence? I think we're fine here. If we use it on this planet, it might speed up how quickly this gets taken, but Nepturus Prime is already starting to expand. I think we're just going to dump it on Nepturus Prime. We don't really care too much for the influence. I mean, we are getting directed energy weapons like now, so we're going to have to update our designs. I probably won't show those. I'll just edit out all of the updating, but you can assume that I'm doing the upgrades on the back end of things so that any new ships that pop out will have the latest tech. But okay, directed energy weapons gives us enhanced particle beams. This does require Illyrium, which I don't love. Photonic alignment, however, will give us extra beam attacks. Also, the neutrino emitter, which does not require any kind of resource. So I'm kind of tempted to head that route. There's extreme miniaturization, and we can have that in 5 turns. Might be a little bit greedy, but that's okay. We're going to start producing constructors out of some of our smaller shipyards for the meantime. Many of the citizens of Asha 2 live in homes that are little more than storage containers. Some of our advisors argue that this is fine. There's simply no need to spend that much on housing when there are other priorities around us. Privately, many of these also suggest such accommodations are entirely fitting. Awful. No, we will improve housing for our citizens. Cultural awareness goes up. That's fine. I don't want slums popping up in my cities. Long ago, this group of Iridium abandoned their empire to follow the religion of the Kryn, begin a slow journey through space on a multi-generational pilgrimage. We can build the altar. I don't remember what the altar does. We built it last time. I feel like it's influence related, but I think we want the money this time around. Sorry, Kryn. Give them supplies. Sell them supplies. Send them on the way. I'm sorry. All right, let's have a look at the diplomacy, because when these guys make war with us... Oh, they're already at war with the Wranglers. And the Wranglers are at war with the Crimson Star Union. Interesting. The wars have erupted. We've got these wars happening. Of course, the Navigators aren't at war with everybody or anybody. The Festron aren't at war. So, the Korath are at war with the Crimson Star and the Mechs. And who is it that hate us? It's the Mechs and the Korath clan, so that's great news for us. 2357, 2746. It seems like the Wranglers should win out on this fight. We'll keep an eye on that. The Crimson Star already look like they are getting destroyed. Poor Crimson Star. They are both at war with the Korath and the Maxusian Wranglers. We might have to come to the aid of these guys. Where are they? That's here. None of their worlds are under siege just yet. What is the range on our ships? Probably not that great. Yeah, we can't even strike out at Korath. We're going to need to increase our ship range if we hope to sort of influence things on the world stage. But okay, let's keep it going. All right, Asha. I guess we are building Kimberleys on this planet since we've shifted it from our other planet. We might also look at building the virtual world on this planet as well, but that's going to be pretty tough. Hypersilicates and Ephemius pollen, and I don't believe we have Ephemius pollen anywhere. Unfortunately, we're just going to have to hold off on that. Extra wealth and tourism for the Infinite Garden if we get some Auroras. 10 Auroras? 10? You're telling me 800 bucks? No. Nope. Let's keep the destroyers coming out. We need to update our ship designs. Quick editing. Boop. And done. We have a lot of ships hanging around our territory. You can talk to the AI and be like, yo, AI, get your stuff out of my borders. But it does sort of upset them. So you want to avoid that if possible. Here they are. Just add you guys in. There's another destroyer. Love it. Our flagship has stumbled across a curious sight. A drifting precursor cargo container. An intense sense of excitement fills the bridge as we approach. Initial scans indicate the container houses an advanced particle beam that is remarkably small, even if not particularly powerful. The component is filled with a high concentration of promethion. I like this idea. Send the component to our shipyards. The component will be available for our next flagship design. We can extract promethion or we can sell it. No, let's send it to the shipyards. Curious to know what that is. Precursor particle beams. has a beam attack of 2, so the same as the lasers, but they only have 1 mass. We can actually stack 5 of these on fighters. Oh, game. I love this game. I love this game. Let's go ahead and edit the Dodgers. Edit the Doctrine. We don't want Barrage. I think with this, we might want Assassins. 50% attack is going to make it a 3-beam laser instead of a 2. That's not that great when you think about it. We don't need the accuracy. Tactical speed maybe actually gets our fighters into firing range faster, so rush might be a thing. Yeah, let's try rush. Tactical speed. I mean, we could also go for blitz. We lose a little bit of accuracy, but your lasers are pretty good, and I'm gonna try blitz. Let's go with fighter with blitz. Start a new design. We'll take out the lasers. We've got a weapon jammer and chaff on there. We can actually just get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, so that's 10 attack on each of these fighters with 14.5 evasion, 90% beam accuracy, and 1 logistic. I mean, sure, our shield and armor suck, or we could be sensible about this and just put two beams and a shield generator, and then we have shielded fighters. They won't do as much damage, but when they do catch a hit, at least they'll have some shields. Or we just get like a deflector. We do something like this. Just kind of, I don't know. I kind of like the idea of just having high evasion and a ton of weapons. We're going to go with this. That seems incredible. So in case I've edited all of that out, we have just upgraded our fighters to include all of those new precursor beams. So we'll head back over to this shipyard, unqueue all of these old Dodgers, get rid of them. We are building these guys. These guys have got 5 precursor beams, 5 of them per fighter. It's gonna be great. Let's build up a bunch of these boys. I just noticed that blitz drops our 90% accuracy down to like 77. I don't know if I want 77 beam accuracy. I'm gonna try it out. This planet, we're still waiting on like some buildings. I guess in the meantime, we can build a science sector like here. Just a little science bit there. Keep this population growing. A little bit of extra science should be okay. Kind of tempted to run Galactic Festival. Now it's a 50-turn cooldown. Will be a long time before we can do that again, but it's going to take some of the edge off of this number up here. Just a little bit. Okay, we definitely have some interesting stuff going on in this game. We've got some ideas. We've got some pretty cool tech. I'm kind of curious to know how we would do in a war at this point. And yes, the Navigators are starting to hate us, which is a good idea. Now, these guys are kind of tied up in a war at the moment, so maybe a quick strike against the Navigators is a good idea. Let's talk to the Navigators real quick. Sure, we can't trade with you, but we can spy on you. What is he rocking? His fighters have got better armor than ours, not as good evasion. Oh, you know what we should do with our fighters? Oh boy. Okay. And he has lasers, +2 lasers. His fighters suck. Maybe those are old fighters. He's got the cruiser flagship. Doesn't look like it does anything. +1 antimatter for serving. A cruiser, a frigate. Slips Comet. Another frigate. Curiosity. Bunch of constructors. He does have cruiser tech. His cruisers have some shield. Gauss and lasers, fine. I think we can do it. I think we should do it. It's not a question of whether we can, it's a question of whether we should. And I think we should. I'm very happy with that build that we have on our fighters. Those are some nasty, nasty fighters. And anything that we get, like a +1 to beam damage, we're going so hard into lasers and beams. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. And with extreme miniaturization, we'll be able to stick on another beam onto that bad boy. Oh, yes. Okay. And that's happening in 2 turns. I think we'll do 2 more turns and then get that done. That's where we'll end the episode. Yeah. Oh. Okay. I'm looking forward to war now. I want to know. Man, my flagship, brother. He went too far, flagship. We tried to keep him safe. The Liberators are looking forward to learning more about the Aqua Guard. That's a splinter faction, it looks like. All right, cool. They've got a battleship roaming around out there. What can I do? What can I do about that? I could test out my fleet. All right, we've got 1 Dodgers, a bunch of other fighters, and the Endless Zero frigate. What I would like if I can find it, is this guy. Because he also gives extra evasion to our fighters. And I believe we have another commander, the Before Creation, that gives missile attack. Okay. The Suffering Within, however, gives beam attack, which I love. I think we need this extra beam attack. I think we need it. It's a frigate, but I think we need it. Experimental lasers. Do we want to spend the cash on it? I think we do. We'll grab this guy. We'll put him in the Suffering Within. That's extra beam attacks to go with our beamy boys. Where do we want him is the question. How is this fleet gonna look? I think the ultimate fleet consists of all of our ships put together, really. But let's go ahead and put you out here. Because you're a cruiser, you take 6. You have 2, and then we just have Dodgers getting added into this fleet. So let's send them down this way. And of course, we'll still have cruisers. We'll still have big guns, but I want to see how these things work. Now, we could go up in collectivism, and I think we will. Citizen expectation reduced by 50%, and citizens with collectivist trait gain 10% approval. This is potentially a lot of approval gain because your citizen expectations affect their happiness. If we go hover over our citizens, you'll see here that they have high expectations, 16%. We reduce that by half. It goes down to 8 on, let's say, all of our citizens. So we're talking an increase of like 8% to our approval. Does that math work? Does that math check out? Let's do it. There's consensus. And of course, if they're collectivists, they'll gain an extra 10% approval. So let's grab consensus, but let's first make sure that we're checking. Let's grab 2 citizens. This person has an expectation of 8. So not everybody has the highest expectations, but let's average between... What did you have? 16, 10, 11, 5. I mean, expectations for these frogs seem to be all over the place. Expectations are affected by their specialist as well. So if they're not a specialist, they have lower expectations. And we don't have a lot of specialists, which might be something we want to look at doing, actually turning all of you guys into scientists. Since this is our like science place, I think that makes sense. Let's go ahead and do that. Train a scientist. The thing with doing this is also they have a very high intelligence. Yeah, you're all scientists now. This is going to affect our manufacturing, but we be smarty frogs. So science just went up to 204. I'm not sure where that was before we did that change. But that is a lot of extra science. Holy crap. And we're still not terribly unhappy. Expectations are sitting around 16, 20. Look, it's going to make a huge difference, right? We're at 93 approval. Let's go ahead and do it. Consensus. We're at 95 approval. I think it might be worth it to go up to high taxes now and put ourselves back in the positive and keep working away at our approval from this point. We do lose a lot of manufacturing, a little bit of science, but I would like to start making money. I really would. Okay. Oh boy. I think this run is going to be super good. It looks like the Phalanoids are getting involved in that war with the Crimsons. But there we have extreme miniaturization, giving us +1 capacity on our ships and an extra 15%. Let's see what we get. Thank goodness battleship doctrines weren't there. I would have been highly tempted to go for it. But at this point, photonic alignment for an extra 10% to our beam attacks and the neutrino emitter. Honestly, we don't really want anything else out of beams, come to think of it. I mean, the extra 10% is nice. Let's have a look at the tech navigator. Weapons, if we look at energy weapons, we've got plasma beam, 10% there. Forged beam weapons for that extra +1 and another 10%. Beam weapon miniaturization, beam attacks. Like, it does make sense going up the beam tree. It does make sense. We will want defensive trance at some point, but I think it's time we get some more stuff going. Oh my god, I just realized we're one-turning most of this because we bumped our science so ridiculously hard just then. I think we can stop off for like cultural influence and start pushing hard towards getting liberation. Because once we have liberation, then we're fine to go to war. Are we still producing destroyers, or are we all in on just fighters? I think we're just running these fighters. They're so disgustingly good. I'm hoping the AI has a way of tricking you, because they do get extra bonus to their armor. They get extra bonus to basically everything. But with this new army, I think that's where we're going to end this episode. We will need to work away at our beam tech. That's a priority. Get up to being able to liberate, because yes, there will be people we need to liberate. And I think we get liberation tech, we upgrade our beam tech, and we need to increase our ship range. Once we have these 3 things done, we go to war. A war with the Navigators needs to happen as well, because I want all of these worlds, all of the Navigator planets nearby. I need them. How long until this planet flips? That's going to be 47% in rebellion. It'll happen. It'll happen. And yeah, that's going to be very interesting. We've got the Korath down here. Let's have a look, people. Hating. Everybody else is kind of okay. These are the Liberators. My skill in diplomacy. Why are we getting a diplomatic skill? Whatever, it doesn't matter. But yes, we can see that our power, our faction power is actually pretty good. Okay, maybe not that good. Maybe not that good. But honestly, for a godlike run, we're not that far behind in terms of science and power. So yeah, I'm optimistic that we might even go for a galactic domination on godlike. Maybe, we'll see. Thank you all very much for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, and we will see you in the next one. Bye bye.